Hello, lovely Earth signs. Welcome to your daily focus tarot for Wednesday. So, the first two cards that came out, I drew from the Druid Craft first today. So, Ten of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is about satisfaction in the material world, in life. So you can see he's got a throne, he's got people around him, he's got family, they're decorating the wall. His pentacles are quite diversified too. But what drew my eye this time in this particular card, this old man, he's kind of sitting there and he's just sort of like, I don't know. Maybe it's not what it's cracked up to be. He looks tired. He looks unsure of himself, even though he's got everything he could ask for. And here's this little girl, and she's holding, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be an Irish wolfhound. She's holding the wolfhound's head, its chin, and she looks like she's maybe teaching it something, or she's, getting ready to give it a treat. And she's like going, hey, look at me, look up at me, see my eyes, look what I got for you, I have this treat. But nobody's really paying attention. This man here, he's busy stretching up against the chair. Maybe he's trying to move the chair with the old man in it. The old man's kind of weary and exhausted and has his eyes closed, and even the dog has his eyes closed. This woman here, she's, busy hanging a pentacle on the wall. So this to me is talking about maybe you're not sure if you want the stuff that you have. You're not sure if you want. It could even be that you don't necessarily want the stuff that society is telling you need to have, whether it's physical stuff or a family, like children and grandchildren, or a pet. You're not necessarily paying attention to it. You don't really care about it. Two cards dropped out as clarifiers. The Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Now, the Two of Cups couldn't decide if it wanted to come out upright or in the reverse. It came out sideways. And this is talking about a harmony, a balance. It's a balance in physical health and mental health. It's a balance between spiritual sides, a balance between male and female too, and having the strength to carry out that balance, having the strength, the knowledge, the courage to do that. And with it coming in sideways, you're not sure if you want to do that. You're not sure if you want to give to that balance. You're not sure if you want to give to what society is telling you need in order to be satisfied. And the Seven of Wands, this is what it looks like upright. For you, it came out in the reverse. And so in the upright, you'll notice he's defending himself. He's got a very defensive posture. He's got the wand. And the wand is talking about spiritual stuff, but it can also be talking about emotional, thought patterns, types of behavior that you rely on when you're stressed. And all these other wands, they're in the ground. He's literally he's practicing, he's trying to come up with a way to defend himself, but he's also his only attacker. So in the reverse, you're not defending yourself against this. You're not practicing your defense. You're not allowing yourself to even think about it, really. You're not giving yourself the time you need to work on this issue. And the Three of Pentacles, now this is talking about implementing solutions. It's talking about learning, drafting your skill set, the book talks about it being recognizing the development of your skills or your craft, in terms of like Wicca or Druidry or anything like that, shamanism. It also goes on to say, may signify a time in which you can fruitfully devote yourself to improving these skills, which involve the magic of making, whether it be with physical matter or through weaving song or story, music or word, combining the gift with your own unique genius and abilities. So you need to focus and you need to come up with a solution. Here we have the cat again. We have strength. And strength is leaning up on this artist, on this craftsman, this architect who is carving the pentacles in. All these other people are watching. They're watching him work, watching him build. It's almost like all of the people who aren't looking at each other in this picture, who aren't facing each other in this picture. Here they are. They're all focused on the craftsman, right? And he's almost leaning on strength too. He's almost leaning on his inner strength, leaning on the cat to get it done. He's focused on what he's building. He's not focused on these people over here. These people might as well be, invisible. They might as well be birds for all he cares. He's continuing to do what he wants to do. And that's what you should do. Now the clarifiers for the Three of Pentacles were Page of Swords and Temperance. And Temperance is all about balance also. So you have, a couple of cards about balance with the Two of Cups and the Temperance. And the Temperance is talking about balancing in a more spiritual way. Why is that not? It's just not focusing. I've been having trouble with this for a couple of days. So this Temperance, she's, obviously an angel above the earth, and she's pouring the water. You can't quite tell which glass the water is coming from and which glass it's going to, right? It almost looks like she's pouring from here, and then possibly it's going up and into this cup. But for all we know, it could be flowing out of this cup, and then she's catching it with this one. It's not quite the infinity, not quite a figure eight. It's more like in the three, like in the Norns card, when it's like the golden thread wrapped around their legs. Only this is water. So she is talking about balance. She's talking about finding that path of the water, the path of least resistance, the path where you're in flow, and figuring that out. Now, Page of Swords, she's a card of information seeking, replaying conversations sometimes, or stalkers. But to me, she's not really information seeking in this one, in this particular version of the card, because she's shying away from this sword. She's shying away from this thought, this balance, because the sword has to balance. If you're going to throw a knife, it has to balance in order to be throwable. It has to have a balanced weight for you to use it correctly, the way that you swing it around, and even for it to cut correctly on either edge. The edges have to be sharp, but they also have to be balanced. An unbalanced knife or unbalanced sword is dangerous to not only the person you might be defending against or attacking, but it's also dangerous to you, the user. Now here she's completely shying away from this knowledge that the sword is bringing. She's saying, here, I don't want this, take this away from me. And yet at the same time, she's kind of taking steps toward the ground, toward the river, towards the emotional and the unconscious. But she's afraid of it. Sometimes this card is read as aloof, and I would say this version of it is definitely aloof. It could mean intellectual challenges, which definitely ties in with the Three of Pentacles and not really wanting the Nine of Pentacles. You're being challenged on what it is you do want and how to balance it. And I would say even why you want it. Like, why do you want this? This material thing in your life. Why do you want a family? Why do you want this particular house or this particular car? Do you actually want it? Do you want it bad enough? And you're like fighting yourself over it, trying to defend your ideas. Three of Pentacles, it can also mean collaboration, but not always. So you might want to seek help on that. At the bottom of the deck, you know, just somebody who can be like an ear and listen and like help you pick apart your points on your list, be they pros or cons. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Two of Wands, and he's like surveying the land. He's way up here. The wands are doing who knows what on the side of this turret or this lighthouse, and he's looking down on the water and the land, and he's like, I don't know if I want to go down there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. How am I gonna get down there? You know, he's trying to plan. He's trying to be visionary about it, but he's not really sure. He's kind of braced for the worst. And with the Nine of Wands, definitely this one is about self-defense as well as skills, because it takes a lot of skills to balance a piece of wood straight upright on stone, right? Or even if there's holes drilled in the stone, it takes a lot of skill to do that and balance the sticks in there. All about defending his vision about how to get these pentacles, how to get this wealth, how to develop it, how to nurture it, be it, like I said, the career, the family, whatever it is that you're still unsure of. He's being defensive about it, and this card is about balance between the giving and the taking, and the balance between the two sides of the body. So it's a lot like the Two of Cups. And then we have the Star, the wish come true, and the Moon sitting here thinking about the tree of knowledge, dreaming about what's in her unconscious, what she needs to know and what she needs to do, because it's also the tree of life. So to be quite frank, you need to focus on what you want and balancing that out, not focusing on what other people want, not shying away from like taking a long hard look at yourself and figuring out what you want and what you need to do to bring in that balance, to build that skill set, to bring in that material wealth if that's what you want, or to bring in that family if that's what you decide you want. Stop fighting yourself, okay? You don't need to be defensive with yourself. You may need to set boundaries with other people, but don't lock yourself out, and don't take, just because everybody else wants a car, you don't need a car. Because everybody else wants a family, you don't need a family. You might decide later on in life, like he did. What did I do? I would have rather spent my whole younger years doing something else. Why did I do that? Or you might be saying, gee, I wish I, had more attention from family. Why did I spend all my time working? The house is nice, the car is nice, but my job doesn't, hug me when I come home. It doesn't say hi to me. It doesn't eat dinner with me or go dancing or whatever with me. So why did I spend all my time doing that and none of my time with my family? The Ten of Pentacles is, it's whatever you want it to be in the material world. I'm just giving you some suggestions about what it could be and what you need to focus on. And, focus on making your decision. Focus on your balance. Finding your harmony. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. If you want, subscribe, like, hit the notification, even hit the dislike if you didn't like the video. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.